What happens when you feed your enemy exactly what they already want to believe? April 1943, the Spanish coast. A solitary corpse washes ashore in the freezing morning surf. British intelligence deliberately placed him here. This is the beginning of the legendary Operation Mincemeat. They chained a black leather briefcase to his wrist. Inside are highly classified invasion plans. The forged documents claim the Allied target is Greece. The actual target is always Sicily. When I examine this rusted chain, I see history's most perfectly executed systemic cognitive exploit. This wasn't merely a dead body. It was a meticulously engineered, weaponized strategic data packet. They named this absolute fiction Major William Martin. They built his identity entirely from scratch. I have deployed complex machine learning models that hallucinate less than this fabricated military identity. The British didn't just forge strategic military orders. They forged an entire, believable human existence. Look at this pocket litter. Stops for a London theater, dated just days ago now. A crumpled love letter from a fictional fiancée named Pam. An unpaid bank overdraft notice. Every single detail was constructed to survive the most rigorous forensic scrutiny imaginable by experts. The German intelligence machine found the body. They carefully dried out the waterlogged top-secret documents. They analyzed the ink, the paper, the signatures. They swallowed the British bait completely whole. But here's the diagnostic twist. The deception did not work because of perfect execution. It worked because it confirmed exactly what the German high command already fiercely believed true. Hitler was already convinced Greece was the target. He had pre-existing structural theories about it. Mincemeat simply supplied the exact physical evidence those theories were desperately waiting to validate today. The British didn't magically change German minds. They weaponized the German confirmation bias against them. They gave their enemy exactly what their enemy wanted to see, a beautifully fatal gift. I see this exact same systemic failure happening right now in modern corporate boardrooms everywhere. We think we are immune because we possess data dashboards and advanced predictive analytics software. But the Mincemeat structure exposes a universal, catastrophic flaw within our modern strategic planning models. Think about your current competitor analysis. Think about your customer research and your due diligence. We systematically overweight any evidence that confirms our prior models and our existing business theses. Why does this happen? Because our prior model strictly dictates what we classify high-quality evidence. In my second startup, I lost millions because I only listened to highly confirming customers. I completely ignored the silent majority who hated the product because they didn't fit models. Modern business leaders run Operation Mincemeat against themselves every single day without even realizing it. You rely on advisors, consultants, and carefully curated dashboards, pre-filtered through your own existing beliefs. Every new confirming data point feels independent. It feels like a fresh, purely objective discovery. But the selection mechanism is entirely shared. You are only fishing in one tiny pond. This produces a dangerous confidence interval that completely excludes the actual, terrifying, disconfirming market reality. We call this the confirmation quality trap. It is a silent, ruthless killer of companies. The more credible a piece of strategic evidence feels to you and your executive team, the more likely it was selected by your existing bias, rather than independently sampled properly. Quality of feel is never quality of source. Never confuse the two in modern business. The Germans felt the briefcase was an incredible find. It felt undeniably, perfectly, historically real, simply because it fit the puzzle piece they had already carved out in their minds. So how do you protect your organization? You must apply the Mincemeat Inversion framework immediately. Before you accept any major strategic evidence that perfectly aligns with your current corporate strategy, stop and ask, what would an adversary plant to deceive my specific decision-making structure today? If the evidence pattern matches that hypothetical plant, you have a severe systemic problem ahead. The evidence is functioning as a deception, regardless of whether anyone planted it deliberately there. The market itself can act as the adversary, feeding your biases until you completely collapse. Let's look closely at the mechanics of the forgery. The British used real historical elements. They used real uniform buttons, real matches, real keys. Truth mixed seamlessly with the lie. This is exactly how bad data hides in your modern enterprise reporting systems right now. A dashboard might show accurate server uptime, but completely fabricated user engagement metrics and retention. You trust the whole report because the first three numbers match your internal expectations perfectly. The AppWare analysts in Berlin did the exact same thing with Major Martin's forged documents. They verified the theater tickets, so they blindly trusted the top-secret invasion map without question. They let the minor truths validate the massive, catastrophic lie that destroyed their coastal defenses. I have seen venture capitalists fund doomed startups because the financial model looked incredibly familiar. The formatting was perfect, the font was right. It confirmed their core thesis on software. They bought the briefcase because they liked the theater tickets inside the dead man's pocket. To break this destructive cycle, you have to actively hunt for the disconfirming data points. You have to reward the analysts who bring you the ugly, contradictory, highly uncomfortable truths. If your entire executive team agrees with the current trajectory, you are already in danger. Consensus is often just a shared hallucination, a collective vulnerability waiting to be brutally exploited. The British knew the German command structure was rigid, hierarchical, and fiercely discouraged dissenting opinions. They designed Operation Mincemeat to flow smoothly up that specific, fundamentally flawed chain of command. Is your corporate hierarchy just as predictable? Just as vulnerable to a well-packaged, comforting lie? When an AI model trains on biased data, it produces confident, highly articulate, absolute garbage. Human executives do the exact same thing when fed a steady diet of confirming reports. We become highly articulate defenders of our own impending doom, completely ignoring the actual threat. Sicily was invaded. The German forces were completely out of position, guarding entirely empty beaches. A masterclass in leverage. One corpse defeated an entire intelligence apparatus and shifted world history. Not through brute force, but through diagnostic precision and an understanding of human cognitive psychology. The architecture of human belief is fragile. It desperately wants to be closed and secure. Your primary job as a leader is to keep that architecture forcefully and uncomfortably open. Force your teams to argue the opposite case. Institutionalize the vital role of the skeptic. If you don't, the market will eventually deliver a briefcase full of devastating hard truths. And by the time you finally open it, the invasion will have already bypassed you. Look at your most profitable division right now. Look at your most confident market projection. What is the one piece of data that would completely destroy that entire business thesis? Are you actively looking for that data, or are you hoping it never washes ashore? The answer to that question determines whether you are the architect or the naive mark. Stop validating your own biases. Start diagnosing the hidden mechanisms of your own systemic failures. What mincemeat operation are you falling for today? Let's decode that in the comments below.